Hello, welcome back. Teleported, fire imps, fires from afar, killed 2 people, and then killed 4 people. The greatest fires from afar we've ever seen. Report from Hesperia. 163 of our units were diseased. No, they were hit. 37 were diseased. We've got a lot of undead in Hesperia though, so it didn't really do much damage to us. But yeah, we got hit by a disease cloud in Hesperia, and then we got attacked in Hesperia. So Atlantis moved into my patrolling force. So we actually got to have a fight, which is nice. Here's his army. It's a big communion again. Got a bunch of communion guys in here. And he's got 3 communion masters. And there's my beautiful army with about 1 billion points of province defense. So we send in some imps. Do some buffs. He goes into communion and then puts up Acid Storm. That's an interesting one. The whole battlefield is showered in highly corrosive fluids pouring down from the heavens. So you can see all this acid rain everywhere. We get up all of our battlefield enchantments though. So we've got Howl, Rigor Mortis, got Heat from Hell. And then Atlantis does the 2 big immersions. Kill quite a lot of our PD. What's significant about this battle though is, first of all, when the masters go off script, they don't seem to cast immersion. That was a pillar of flame that was just cast by one of the Atlantean masters. That was a cold bolt. So I was worried about the griffins being a liability because they'd fly in and just get immersioned, but that does not seem to have happened at all. This goes quite well. How are you guys on fatigue? 90 on the units. Mages are over 100 now. 178 on that slave. 121. How are my units doing? 22 fatigue. What about the skeletons? 51. 0. Nice. There's a couple of things in the end. Acid Storm, you may have noticed, went down pretty quickly. I think the mage who cast it died. But there we go. We had 12 of our Zaydens turn into griffins. So 8 died. Lost a Spine Devil, a couple of Soulless, 8 Long Dead. Lost the Iceclad guys. 2 Fire Imps, and 1 Dustwalker. Also lost one of our Griffin Commanders, 1 Turin Sorcerer, 2 Carapans, a Desta, and the Seraph, unfortunately. But wiped out everything he's got, including 9 of his big mages that cost 185 gold each. 65 Mournfuls, 25 gold each. 30 on Sleepings, 35 gold each. Pretty nice. About as good as we could have hoped for. That was only half his army though. He's got the other half on its way. Saw some more battles. We've got Atlantis taking some stuff off Jomon. We've got Patala moving into Maragnon again. I'll just quickly watch this so we can see the army. So nothing actually here. It sounded like a gift from heaven communion. And Gold Mountains as well. Jomon continuing to push into Vettiheim. What happened to Vetti's giant armies? Well, at least Jomon's attacking Vetti and not me, that's great. Events, Wolverine, we got a lab and some nature gems. So this is a pretty nice province. We could probably start blood hunting here next if we wanted to. Got 7.8k population. Why not? And then in Thicket of Gold, a stealthy ninja tried to eliminate one of my commanders. Never been assassinated by a ninja before. Apparently he's Germanese. Manages to kill my mage even though he summons a fire elemental. Very, very disappointing. Lost a scout, entrance to Land of Plenty is open, the patrolling, and undead troops in Honori are getting blasted by Holy Force. Yeah, we moved the undead guys here to defend against Tianchi, but he did not push in. He moved down. Where's he going, I wonder? But that's it for messages. Yeah, so this turn, big news is we can still see this stack. It now has 350 units, including some cave grubs. So I guess we'll find out which direction he's going. If he moves to here, then we'll just move everything to Ragha. And if he moves here, then we'll prepare another defense in Hesperia. But Land of Plenty has now been cracked open. So I scripted this army. I don't know if he'll just storm immediately. He might be starving, he might be annoyed because this has taken so long. And sometimes people do just storm you immediately if it's taken a long time. Especially if he's just throwing armies straight into forts like over here. So we might have a fort defense next turn. But maybe because he just lost an army down south, he might ping this fort with a scout first. So it might take us a turn, I don't know. But the army's laid out mostly like this. Everything with the heat aura is down at the bottom. Everything else is scattered throughout the top. We've got a block of mages here inside these griffins, and a block of mages here inside these griffins. These ones that are in front, in this spot in the middle, every single one of them is going to summon some kind of fire elemental. So the idea is all those Ellies will walk forwards and get through the gate. And everything down here is going to do stuff that isn't that, basically. So mostly army buffs. There's a couple of Horde of Skeletons things in there as well. Right the way down here in the heat section is where the big mages are. So there's some lesser fire Ellies, big fire Ellies coming out of the Sorks. This guy's doing some fireballs, some Horde of Skeletons. I'm a bit worried about the Horde of Skeletons because we're going to be casting that new spell we've just researched recently. Where is that? So my god here has been given a bunch of items. Gets him up to Fire 6. You can cast Phoenix Power to get to Fire 7, and they'll do Firestorm. I'm pretty sure when I read this spell in the last video, I was like, oh, it does 6 points of fatigue damage. But it's not, is it? It's just fire damage. I don't know why I thought it was fatigue. Armor piercing fire damage. So this just hits the entire battlefield for 6 points of AP fire damage, which is pretty nice. It's not quite what I thought it was last time. It might be better. It does mean we have to make sure that all of our units have some fire resistance and preferably some protection on top as well. But yeah, my god will do Phoenix Power Firestorm. I'll then just try and get him to do some Drain Lives to try and get his fatigue back. I'm a bit worried that he's already very wounded. Just only cast 300 fatigue, I guess. It's not a huge thing, but I don't know. The other big spells we're getting off are, of course, Rigor Mortis and Heat from Hell somewhere as well. Yeah, so this guy's doing Heat from Hell. This guy's doing the Rigor Mortis. So we'll have 3 battlefield enchantments. Also have an Astral Mage doing anti-magic. And yeah, lots of like miscellaneous stuff. Astral Mage is doing some Iron Warriors and Body Ethereal. Nature's doing Gifted Hair and Swarm at the end. Guy doing some lesser air elementals. Anti-magic guy is going to do Astral Geysers. Yeah, and lots of fire elementals. So, big fire Ellie, little fire Ellie. 2 big fire Ellies, little fire Ellie. Yeah, that's what the army looks like. We'll see how it goes. It'd be nice if he storms immediately and we get to see if it's worked or not. We'll also have Vatha Flames in the battle as well, which is nice. Yeah, units are still doing the same thing as usual. It's just, everyone is just hold and attack. I've got the Savaron also on hold and fire still. And all these imp guys on hold and fire as well. And that is the only real movement this turn. Is just, it's not even a movement, is it? Just scripting this army and waiting. Everyone in Hesperia is now doing research and waiting. And if this goes well, we can try and take some of German's territory back off him. And then move in on this throne. But yeah, still a pretty rough position to be in. Our income is utterly gutted, unfortunately. Land of Plenty currently Heat 1. Seasons are tipping in our favour. We're doing Breath of the Desert every turn still. Also summoning a bunch more Fire Imps this turn as well. A few items being forged too, like forging some more Boots of the Messenger and stuff like that, but nothing huge. But anyway, that was 1049. No, wait, there's one other thing. One other thing. This big red arrow. The Naiad. This is really unfortunate. The Naiad got Yeet Affliction, which means she lost some of her magic. At some point, I'm going to have her forge a Thistle Mace to get back to Nature 3, which is obnoxious. But she's just heading back to Ragha to de-age for a bit and get some stats back. And she's leading the... More importantly, she's leading the Griffins who don't have riders, so that they can get riders back in our cap. We no longer have the Astral Dome on Ragha, unfortunately. It timed out. We've got Flaming Death. It'd be nice to get domes over Hesperia since we're getting hit by leprosy, but yeah. Anyway, that was turn 49. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hello, welcome back. Lots of spells as usual. Fiery Imp, Spare the Desert. Report from Hesperia, we got hit by disease again. It's still not really doing much though. I don't know. I guess we got a lot of magic resist. I think like 2 mages got hit by it, but they're only little mages. Proclamation from Gath. Apparently Gath has gone AI at some point. I asked what happened to them on the Discord, and they said he just got invaded by like 3 people at once, and that was the end of him. I thought Gath was like owning for a while, but yeah. Bloodhunters, apparently our Bloodhunters are like getting better at bloodhunting somehow, because we got 39 Bloodslaves this turn, best yet. And then a couple of battles, saw Jomon trying to attack Atlantis. Thanks, Jomon. Bounced off though. Wolverine. This is the other Atlantean army. He is moving towards my cap. This is a bit more intimidating than the other army. The units are a bit better. And there are more mages as well. But it's a similar sort of script. He does Stygian Rain, Wailing Winds, Acid Storm, bunch of immersions. So a couple of the immersion mages do get kills now. So we could Vengeance of the Dead these guys. That one's got 31, that guy's got 24. None of the really big mages have any kills except this guy, but he only has 8. So I don't know. But there's a few mages though that we could hit with Vengeance, which is something. So there's Wolverine. He did lose a mage doing that. And 15 ice guards, but yeah, it's an intimidating army. Attack Regis we attacked into with those mercenaries I had. I thought these guys would be good for raiding the coast. You can just ethereal the little Lobo guys, and they might do okay. There's no Province Defense here. But turns out ethereal Lobo guards just aren't very good. Can't quite defeat the awesome power of light and heavy infantry. So that's a shame. So there go the mercenaries. They only cost us about 12 gold though because no one was bidding on them. And we got pinged in Land of Plenty, so he just sent a scout in. That did allow me to see one thing though, which is, yeah, apparently even though I spaced out my troops a huge amount, we still end up with a few crystal mages here, stood right next to Dustwalkers. Now in this guy's case, it's not too bad because he's got the Ring of Fire. But the other guy's the one that's dying, so he doesn't have any fire resist. Fortunately, he does not catch fire though. He's fine. But yeah, otherwise, that was just a scout, and we didn't lose anything, fortunately. Lure of the Sea lost a scout. Ventral Water lost a scout. And that's pretty much everything. Land of Plenty is still open. And so on and so forth. Bath of Flames, we have this for 6 more months, so that's fine. If he wants to wait 7 months, I guess we'll break siege if he does that, but yeah. And this turn is incredibly simple because we're still just waiting for battles. So maybe he storms this turn and we'll get a battle next turn. Army still looks mostly the same, other than spacing things out a bit more down here. We have a bunch more imps in the army, for what they're worth, and we're summoning a bunch more imps as well. And down here, I'm just moving everything that's currently in Hesperia to Ragha. I expect he's going to move up. I'm not going to move Patrol though, because I can forge a Thistle Mace and cast Hidden in Sands this turn. Oh, she's still wearing boots. That is great. I'm forging a Thistle Mace and casting Hidden in Sands this time, both of which will like significantly increase the power of this army, so we're just going to end up inside Ragha. Those boots, yeah, let's give them to someone. Can you get to my cap? You've got a base move speed of 4 at the moment, let's see. Yep, apparently that's enough. That's great, there's another mage coming. But we're moving everything in Hesperia, more or less. There's these guys are left researching. No longer that guy though. He's with the movers. So just these 4 guys are left behind. Everything else is coming to Ragha though immediately in one turn. Assuming we hold this province, but it has 30 PD. I think we hold that through the ritual phase. We could move the researching mages into this to defend it this turn. And everything else moves to Ragha, including all the skeletons currently in Snowford, because why not? I think what's going to happen is he'll move on to Ragha, and then he'll attack Thicket of Gold next turn with like a break-off squad, because this is a blood hunting province with a temple in it. So I have to assume that looks pretty tempting to just kind of take easily while I'm like hiding in my cap. So what I plan on doing next turn is breaking siege immediately next turn. That's the plan. And we might have already had a fight up here next turn as well, so we'll know if we're in a good position or not. But so far we've broken one army. There's one army here and one army here, and we just need to break those and then we get back into the game. I can see Tianqi's sniffing here as well. That's really all that's happening this turn though. Just waiting here, moving to my cap, forging a Thistle Mace, casting Hidden in Sands, and nothing else to say. So let's just make sure everything here is moving. It's all the units. They're all on move, not move patrol. Excellent. That was 750. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Hello, welcome back. This is a very weird turn. Nothing happened. We did some spells. We did another Hidden in Sand. We caught some blood slaves. We spied some stuff. There was his AI Gath throwing some stuff at Batala. I can see AI Jomon throwing some stuff at Veti. I can see Batala attacking Gath and losing a thug, it looks like. Maybe this is a wounded commander. That does not look like a wounded commander. That is someone doing something. Oh, this is a Hellpower guy. So she suicides in order to... Does this work? Let's see. Looks like it did. Sort of. So this province will be neutral now, I guess? No, it still belongs to Gath, so it didn't work. I have no idea. Interesting one. Event in Halbathria, Woven Windsor, I guess? Or just a random event again. It's weird, it's middle of summer. Yeah, and nothing else happened. Land of Plenty is still open. Hasn't been stormed yet. And here's Atlantis' big stack. But he didn't stale, he's still doing stuff in the game, so... Now, awkwardly enough, I'm also not doing anything this turn now, because I'm still just waiting for a move. So in Land of Plenty, I'm summoning some Summer Lions now, for even more stuff in the fort, and I'm getting some more imps. Fiery imps. But it's currently early summer. If this gets to late summer and he still hasn't stormed, I think I'll just break siege. Because, yeah. Because we need to get this army out of this fortress, so... yeah, we're not going to win the game if we're stuck in this position for another 10 turns. That's ridiculous. Cataclysm in 2 years. We need to be doing something, but... I'd rather fight on the favourable conditions of him having to storm my fort, so... I'll give it another turn, and then, yeah, late summer's the latest I'm going to leave it, though. If we get to late summer and he still hasn't stormed, I'll just break siege, I think. And down here, again, I don't know, is he going to move in or not? We're very close to Evocation 8, which would give us all Pillar of Fire on our F2 mages, which would be pretty nice. This would be additional fatigue damage getting done to stack with all of our other fatigue effects. We could also put up Second Sun, maybe. Which would be an interesting one. And that's pretty much it for this turn. What can I say? One thing I did realize is that if you give someone with Mute who has, well, put it this way, the Thistlemate didn't give her N3. Yeah, because it's halved magic skills. So she would be 4, so it's getting half down to 2 anyway. So that was pointless. So we just kind of have to wait till recuperation kicks in and she loses the Mute, I guess. Having Howlin' of Battle is a pretty nice bonus, so... yeah, so I'm doing nothing in Ragha, and I'm doing nothing in Land of Plenty, but we are summoning some stuff in Land of Plenty. And next time we can do another Hidden Sands, I guess. And that's it for this turn, so that was turn 51. I'm sure you're on the edge of your seat, but you'll have to wait until next turn, so I'll see you then.